to keep to the time. Let's make it our culture. Part of the 200 celebration, an anniversary of Lovedale College must be an adoption of a new culture that we listen to, we keep to time. I was in Swaziland recently, in Eswatini recently, and I was amazed by how when you say tea break is 15 minutes, it is 15 minutes. I was a facilitator, and by the time I said, we'll take a 15-minute break, 14 minutes, they're already seated and waiting. So I think it's a very good way of getting on with things, and it would be great if we do that. So we'll break for tea at 15:15, and then 15:30 we will start again and go until 5 o'clock in our different sessions. So the first round of sessions, it's going to be three workshops, three breakaway sessions. So I'm looking now at tomorrow's program. Just want to move to today's program. Breakaway session number 1 will be governance and management. This breakaway or this group is going to meet when you get out of the door, on the first door on your left. When you get out of this main door, the first door on your left, it's called Committee Room 4. Committee Room 4, that's where people that are attending the breakaway session 1, which is on governance and management, are going to be. The facilitator there is Mr. Siko, and each of the groups have got a scribe, somebody who will be taking the notes of that. I have asked them to take a few photos, so if you see somebody, taking photos, it's for purposes of the report that we have to put together at the end of this process. So those that are attending the governance group, which is working group session 1, you first door on your left. The second group, which is on academic services, led by Miss, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Kagi or Chagi, one word. Kagi, okay. So the second group will be on the auditorium. So as you go straight down the passage, I think it's the third door on your right. When you open, you will see it's a large auditorium with seats going down like that. That's where the second group is going to meet. Working group session 2. Session 3, or the breakaway session 3, student support. It will be Mr. Sonti, led by Mr. Sonti. It is when you go through this door, it goes into that working session. So if you are in working session 3, you just go through this door, you will be in that session. Okay, so that's the first round. At 3:30, we're going back into the second round. We've got four sessions there. The first one, working or breakaway session 4, led by Mr. Mzanywa, will be in this room. So after 3:30 breakaway session 4, which focuses on administration and general support, dealing with policies around administration and general support, will be meeting here in this room. 5, breakaway session 5, quality assurance, Dr. Gwaza will be back in committee room 4. Committee room 4. And if you are in breakaway session 6, community engagement and partnerships, you will be facilitated by Ms. Matikinga. It will be in the auditorium, and breakaway group 7, third stream income, will be in this room again, just outside of this door, led by Dr. Tenderere. So those are the working groups. In fact, what we will do is just before 12:30, we will go around just to remind you of the rooms for the next session. But in your rooms, you will be having the scribes. They know the allocation of the rooms. So maybe if I can ask you ladies that at the end of the session, just remind people which group is in which room, so that when they come back, they know exactly where to go for those. Are we clear, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of where we are going? Okay, great. The second thing is to understand the objective of those. So that's where the working is done. So we've been getting a lot of inputs. We received inputs from this morning from the opening address by the DGG, and then we gave Mr. Kwase, and then we got the keynote by the principal, Ms. Njengele, and then we had a panel discussion led by Dr. Keza that had great inputs. So we have received the inputs. Now we're going to work with those inputs. The facilitators will know what questions to ask to probe the discussion. But the objective is that when we finish those, we should be having a set of policies that are coming out of that discussion that we have prioritized for attention. And what ideally we would like to do is that with each of those prioritized policies, we need to be able to, you need to be in those sessions, have identified what are the salient features, what are the things that need to be in those policies for them to work. Alternatively, what are the things that we need to do around those policies where there are policies, but it's just the way we're managing them. In fact, tomorrow we're going to be focusing a lot on management of policies. So today we want to make sure that where there are policy gaps, we've identified them. Where there are inefficacious policies, in other words, policies that are there but they're not doing what they're supposed to do, that we've identified them and we've prioritized them, and we walk away with that set of priority policies and some salient features. What should be going into those policies? Because that's a toolkit you need. Everyone who's coming to this conference and around policy development, you want to walk away with a toolkit, at least knowing where to start in terms of taking the whole policy framework at our colleges forward. So that will be the gist of the discussion, and I hope that we will do justice to it, and I look forward to seeing the outcomes of those. Is there any quick question of clarity before we break into the groups? Okay. When we go there, please, ladies and gentlemen, let's not socialize. Okay, let's just go there. You know, it shouldn't take 10 minutes or 30 minutes to get to a room. You know, let's just go there. It must take a minute, walk in, and let's get the work done. I think now we are getting into a working mindset. We are out of the networking mindset. We've been networking, now we are working. Okay? Agreed. We've been networking, the networking is done, let's get the work done. So let's walk into those rooms, and all of the best.